All right. The Newberg School Board is on the hunt for a new president. A new superintendent. They kind of have to be. They fired the old superintendent a few weeks ago. Well, tonight we learned the board's chair has been meeting with candidates to replace said fired superintendent for months, so well before that firing took place. If you're new to the show, you know we've been covering the Newberg School Board for a while. First, earlier this year, they passed a ban on Pride and Black Lives Matter symbols in schools, and then faced with national backlash, they then couched it as a ban on political symbols, saying they were too divisive for classrooms. In November, the board then fired Superintendent Joe Morelock. Chair Brown said it was done with no cause per the contract, but Morelock said, come on. He knew the cause. He said he was fired because he refused to enforce that political symbols ban. His reason? He says he was advised it was an illegal restriction on free speech. Now, all that in mind, the chair of the board would like everyone to know the public does not need a reason for firing the superintendent. Chair Dave Brown sent out a statement to parents and members of the community yesterday that read in part, quote, "A specific reason does not have to be given for the termination of an employment contract." Why? Due to jurisprudence, our board is not able to give all the reasons for the process and why the decision of this importance was made. Understand that this decision was made through the lens of a brighter future. Now, Brown also said the board is now starting to search for a new superintendent. Well, it turns out he actually started talking to potential candidates at least a month before firing Morelock. And one of those candidates has made headlines of his own. Marc Thielman is the superintendent of the Alsea School District. Alsea is a little community in Benton County near the coast. In August, he sent out a letter about the mask mandate in schools, telling parents they can file for disability accommodations for their kids if they don't want to wear a mask. Smash cut to October 2nd. Thielman says he met up with Newberg Chair Dave Brown at the GOP's annual Reagan dinner, and Brown asked him if he'd be interested in taking over as superintendent of Newberg schools. Keep in mind, Morelock, at the time, still occupied that seat.
He talked about what kind of leader I thought they should look for and what kind of process they should use to find that person. And naturally, he said, would a guy like you be interested? And what I told him was, well, I don't know if I'd be the best candidate. One, I've got a great job here in Alsea. I said, but I think, I said I would encourage you to do an open process, and that's what he's trying to do.
Now, by the way, we should note Thielman is also running for governor of Oregon as a Republican. But, for now, let's pivot back and let's keep this narrow to the Newberg School Board, because there is a recall underway for two of the board members, Chair Dave Brown, who we've been talking about, and Vice Chair Brian Shannon. Shannon spearheaded that political symbols ban, and the organizers of the recall say they're pretty sure they'll be able to make it onto a ballot.
We are at a point where we have hundreds more signatures than we need. We are up to date with our own process of verifying, and still have way more than we need. So it wouldn't be surprising if we end up handing those in early so we can focus a lot more on the Dave Brown recall. However, we do hope to hand in the Dave Brown recall at the same time so we can get it on the same ballot.
So they say they are hoping to make it onto a ballot in January or February. We reached out several times to both Dave Brown and Brian Shannon for comment on, frankly, any or all of the things you just heard. They haven't yet responded. We'll let you know if they do.